Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Eric here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at this massive 1/3 scale beast from the X-Men. This is a 3D printed kit by Wicked, who did the sculpt, and today we're going to break him down and take a look at all the parts and see what's going to be involved as far as getting this guy prepped and painted. So as mentioned, this is a 3D printed kit, so we're going to break it down and just go over each part to show you how it arrives. I did not 3D print this myself. The collector that I'm painting this for had somebody else 3D print it and then sent me all the parts. So now, originally this was supposed to be a 1/4 scale beast, but doing some measurements next to my other statues and just measuring him from head to toe, he's definitely more 1/3 scale. So I have to run that by the collector that I'm painting this for, just to make sure he's okay with that, because he's definitely bigger than a 1/4 scale. But anyway, this would be the sub base. So it's like a triangular shape. It's got the X-Men logo on the front. So this was all printed in one piece, and then you have your 3 keys there. The next piece is going to be the overall main base, which is a massive broken down sentinel with all different wires coming out. There's flames shooting out the side. So this thing is absolutely crazy and cool looking at the same time. It's absolutely massive. So now this was printed in 4 separate pieces. Being it's so big, I'm assuming the guy couldn't fit the whole thing on his printer, so it was printed into 4 quadrants. And then he had already glued it together and sent it to me like this. So being that the pieces didn't fit together perfectly, there's a lot of seam lines, and I'll show you that in later on when I have a free hand. I'll give you some up close shots. But because this wasn't printed, like absolutely perfect, there was some warping. So when he glued it together, it didn't fit together correctly. So I have to go around and fill a lot of the gaps in, and it's all broken up because I had to cut out a lot of sections just so it would fit correctly onto the sub base. So let me see if I can get that back on, because it is a tight fit and I still have more work to do, but I just wanted to at least get it presentable. All right, sorry about that. I had to try to squeeze it in off camera. It's like I said, it's still a work in progress, so it was kind of hard to maneuver to get into place. So let's see if it shows up on camera. So if you look right here, you can see it was printed in 4 different parts. So you have this section here, this section there, and then the same on the bottom here and there. There's going to be a lot of seam lines that I'm going to have to fill in and blend to look like the original sculpt. Same with the fire. There's a big seam line running through the flame, so that'll have to be worked on. But overall, it's a really cool piece. So like I said, you have the flames shooting out the side, and then you have all the wires broken off from the sentinel, and then another flame shooting out this side, as well as the top different wires coming off. All right, so let me see if I can get Beast on. So this is the next part that goes on top of the base, which holds Beast's foot and leg. So this was printed all in one part. Let's see if I can remember where this goes. Okay. So again, as I assemble this later on, all these parts will get glued together. Right now I'm probably gonna have to hold some of them just to show you. I was able to get him assembled and in place, so we'll try to attempt that again. But obviously when I go to work on this later, everything will be filled in, everything will be glued together tight and supported and keyed in correctly. All right, so let me get his foot next. I'm gonna leave that off for now until I'm ready to put Beast onto the base. Okay, so his feet were printed in 2 separate parts. You got your drain holes and your keys. So let's look at the feet. Here's a look at the 2 legs. Again, you have your keys and the drain holes from the resin. So when this gets worked on, this will all be glued together. The next part that was printed is going to be his waist, the X-Men logo, his pants, big giant key to hold into his body. Speaking of his body, here's a look at his body right here. So that's where the pants will key in. So it's a really nice sculpt with the fur. And then it's going to be the key for the portrait. It did arrive already with magnets on it, which will save me some time. And then basically 2 pieces are going to key in like that. These were 2 separate pieces. For now, I just have a rubber band holding it into place, but the hand was printed separate. So this is going to be his left arm. Then we have his right arm with his right hand holding a piece of the Sentinel. So that's really cool. That'll get keyed in like that. And then finally we have the portrait, which as I showed you before, did already come with 2 magnets installed. And so let me try to get him assembled. Like I said, he's not fully put together yet, so he's kind of just balanced together when I assemble him. But I'll do my best to get him back to the way I had him in the intro. Okay, so here's a look at the bottom half of him, just held together with my hands for the moment. Let's get this put on. Alright, so it's, like I said, it's a little bit of a challenge getting him into place because he's not made to be put together yet. Basically just have gravity holding him up right now. So as mentioned in the beginning, this was sculpted by the Wicked team. They also do the B 3D Zerk or Berserk statues for usually DC. As far as work goes on this guy, because he was printed in different parts, the seam lines, obviously they're huge right now because they weren't glued in and they're just loosely held into place right now by gravity. I'm surprised I actually was able to get him even assembled right now. But there's definitely some slight gaps even when you do push everything together. So I'm gonna have to go in and do some gap work and resculpt some of that fur. Same thing with the hand, just blend it in this way you don't see any gaps. Same with the legs, but like I mentioned, everything's looking a lot worse right now. They're not that bad, but there's definitely going to be a little bit of a gap that needs work. The most, I would say the worst part as far as gaps goes is going to be the base. Like I said, I'm not the one that glued that together. I'm sure the guy that printed this did the best he could, but he did leave a lot of big seam lines and gaps that are going to have to get covered before I get this guy primed and painted. Other than that, it's a very cool looking kit. Like I said, it's a Beast from the X-Men on top of a Sentinel, some part of a Sentinel, all broken down, different wires, flames shooting out from the sides. So it's going to look really cool once it's all painted up. My buddy Matt actually painted one of these recently, and I kind of agree with him. He recommended removing these right here so they don't break in shipping. I'm actually surprised they survived in shipping coming to me, but I'll probably make these removable to where they just key into place so it doesn't break. Swinging it around, see if I can get it. Take a look at the back of him. So, really cool looking sculpt. All the textures and the way they sculpted the hair, the fur. Got some texture in the pants, with the folds and wrinkles in the shorts. So, it's a really cool piece. It's a big piece, has a lot of presence. And here's going to be the back of the Sentinel. So, got some work to do before it gets painted. As mentioned, this was supposed to arrive as quarter scale, and it is definitely 1/3 scale. Here's a 12-ounce bottle of water, just to show you the size of this thing. So he's a big fella. So I'm going to run it by the collector that I'm painting this for, see if he's okay with it being 1/3. If not, I guess I won't be painting it. Maybe he can get a swap out and have the guy print it at the correct size. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that, but either way, I'm excited to paint it, so I'm hoping he keeps it. All right, guys, that's it for now. If you want to stay tuned for the progress of this, if I do get around to painting it, stay tuned to the channel. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscription button and the bell notification so you're notified of new videos. And if you enjoy these videos, I have other kits that I'll be reviewing. So please hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next project.